Part 1, Unit 13. Gateway. In addition to controlling temperatures when handling fresh produce, control of the atmosphere is important. Some moisture is needed in the air to prevent dehydration during storage, but too much moisture can encourage growth of molds. Some commercial storage units have controlled atmospheres, with the levels of both carbon dioxide and moisture being regulated carefully. Though living things emit carbon dioxide when they breathe, carbon dioxide is widely considered to be a pollutant. Sometimes other gases, such as ethylene gas, may be introduced at controlled levels to help achieve optimal quality of bananas and other fresh produce. Related to the control of gases and moisture is the need for some circulation of air among the stored foods. Exercise 1. Recent brain research establishes the importance of a less commonly recognized or talked about safety requirement, the need for emotional safety. When infants or children of any age experience a physical or emotional threat, they become anxious and afraid. Hormones are secreted that automatically shut down the thinking, learning, and reasoning zones of the brain to prepare the child to defend himself or to run away from the danger. The parent's response to the child's curiosity is an important factor in determining the degree of confidence and initiative the child will develop. These are very primitive fight, flight, or freeze responses that are triggered daily in the lives of children who don't feel safe. When, from very early ages, major portions of the brain shut down under emotionally stressful conditions, a child's brain development, success in learning, and ability to relate to others can be seriously affected. Exercise 2. Food packaging is a visible form of the food supply's waste. Once the product is consumed, the packaging is left to be handled separately. Consumer packaging waste, however, is not the only source of packaging waste along the supply chain. Packaging waste comes from each stage in the supply chain, including restaurants, retailers, distributors, and manufacturers. Not all of the waste is managed appropriately. For example, some of it has ended up clogging our oceans, where plastic litter is floating around, choking, trapping, and poisoning wildlife. Used packaging may be recovered for recycling and reuse. It is difficult to treat or recycle food waste since it contains high levels of salt and moisture. This is a critical way to minimize the overall burden from food and beverage packaging and potentially serve as a resource for new packaging. Exercise 3. Breadth of knowledge is what enables you to engage in meaningful small talk, and small talk, as O. Henry once said, is similar to putting a few raisins into the tasteless dough of existence. In short, there's nothing small about small talk. It's a social lubricant that looms large in all human exchanges. Thus, being informed on a wide range of topics outside your area of expertise can be immensely helpful in building social bridges. Social theory approaches emphasize the importance of understanding the social context for becoming an expert. Research has shown that the more people feel they have in common, the better they like each other. So by increasing your breadth of knowledge, you'll be able to project a favorable image more easily with more people. Exercise 4. Although people can agree on the need for conservation and strong anti-pollution efforts when costs are not considered, when costs are considered, there is significantly less agreement. Let's consider some of these costs. They involve restrictions on individual actions, relocation of industry and jobs, new bureaucracy, and the development of expensive new technology. In assessing the issue of pollution, the costs as well as the benefits must be considered. Therefore, it is unlikely that we will decide to institute a no-pollution policy. That would be impossible to implement. Policy analysis provides decision makers with important information on how policies work in practice and their effects on economic, environmental, social, and other factors. And even approaching a standard of little pollution for many would be too expensive. Instead, we are likely to choose an optimal level of pollution.